Hey, this is a part 2. If you haven't seen part 1, watch that first. Also, if you just want to see Hailey and Justin's baby, skip to 15:16. Okay, welcome back everyone. And if you remember, last time we were curious about what Ariana Grande would look like with different skin tones. Is this safe for YouTube? Is this safe for my reputation? I don't know. Oh wait, that kind of did happen. Alright, enough with the controversial stuff. Let's get back to Ariana Grande. We can also change the lighting on her after the photo has been taken, which is kind of helpful if you want to accentuate a different part of her face. Like, let's say she feels like, oh, I really like how my ear looks in this photo, but it's in the shadows. Well, let's just bring that out a bit. Now it's in the sunlight. Her face looks a little wonky, but hey, that's what's gonna happen if you try to rotate her face like this. You can't have your cake and eat it too. Let's make her look like Jack's films. Actually, that was a little hurtful, I'm sorry. Do you guys remember what the lighting was like in her Focus music video? I think it was like this. Yeah, and as you can expect, you can make Ariana smile. Ugh, let's not do that. But I think the more uncanny sliders are the ones that actually change her bone structure, because that's something you wouldn't be able to do in the real world. I mean, without plastic surgery. So like, look at this. Want to see her without makeup? It's like that, but let's add some more makeup and we get that. And like before, we can scroll past the edge to get even more makeup and more makeup and more makeup. Now I don't know that if this is a trend among celebrities, but it seems like with the more makeup there is, the lighter the skin tone is, which might be an unfair bias in mass media, so that needs to change. But as we keep going, we get into this caricature of what someone with too much makeup looks like. Keep going and it just gets horrifying. At a certain point it stops looking like a human face. So can we please come back to normalcy? Well, alright. I'm expecting a face to come out of here in 3, 2, 1, boom. She's back. Now to your food. Now you know what I really like? I just added this feature called invert, which will make each of these sliders go to their opposite positions. And when you click on it, boom, you find the opposite Ariana, the Ana era. Click it again and you go back to Ariana. But what I think is really interesting is that across the board, it always seems to switch genders. You go from a woman to a man, and if you type in someone else, like John Cena, who you can't see, you get a woman. Man, woman, man, woman. Let's try that again. Barack Obama, man, woman, kinda. Okay, that's debatable. I think it's a woman. Anyway, let's just keep trying new people. What about Harry Styles? Man, woman? Now, I personally am not a celebrity, but this is my own project, goddammit, so I get to do whatever I want. I added myself to the dataset. Boom, that's me. Okay, it's kind of weird because in this picture, I don't even look Asian anymore. But if I show you the picture it was based off of, you can see the connection. Let's toy around with me. So this is the lighting or exposure. Oops, we had the flash on too bright. Can we get rid of that stupid shine in the upper right? That's better. Actually, that's not better. I'm feeling kind of hot, let's chill it down. Okay, now I look Asian. I know what everyone's thinking, you want to see me with makeup. Well, it doesn't work so well on me, like it literally changes my face, but I guess that's what makeup does, right? Now, I smile too much, but there's a reason. You don't want to see me frowning. Hey Carrie, because this video is so bad, you just got expelled from Stanford. Can't forget to chew my food. Oh, gotta chew my food. Oh my god, I gotta chew my food. So I think it's just human nature to want to know what your opposite self is. So I'm gonna click invert. And that is the anti-Carrie. Wow. She's in front of this mystical space background, but what I really think is interesting is that I'm smiling while she's not. I have this bright light in the upper right while she has a dark patch in the upper right. I'm wearing red whereas she's wearing a greenish blue. My nose's shadow is on the left while hers is on the right. I've got dark hair while she's got pale hair. Essentially, she's the light to my dark, the cold to my warmth. Oh my god, this is gonna turn into a shipping machine, isn't it? But what about my brother Michael? I wanna know his opposite. So there's Michael. This picture really smoothed out everything, so it makes him look like this clean, pristine lump of, which I guess is a plus, but Michael's opposite is this girl. Notice the upper right corner is pretty much inverting in brightness. All right, it's time to bring in the YouTubers. We might as well start at the top, which is PewDiePie. Now the algorithm didn't get super close to him and this actually looks like a different person in my eyes, but hey, what can you do? Now according to the magnitude of PCA 12, PewDiePie has almost no makeup on, which I think is accurate, but we can change that. Oh my god! Oh yeah, who is she? This isn't PewDiePie, this is Beauty Pie. How did Beauty Pie do it? Applying makeup in less than a second. But Beauty Pie, you're just never gonna be as good as PewDiePie because you've got legs. Now this reminds me of some Greek statue for some reason. Maybe it's the curly hair, but it says it looks like Don Hines. I wonder why. Okay. I think that has more to do with the pure white background instead of the skin tone. Last time, a lot of you said you were confused by this "hey you look like" feature because it was often saying things that just didn't make any sense, like that this face looks like Shawn Michaels when it clearly doesn't. Now, to determine which celebrity you look the most like, it's looking at your current slider settings, which create a 300-dimensional vector, and it compares it with all of the 13,300-dimensional encodings of the real celebrities. Then, using Euclidean distance, it finds who has the shortest distance to you and assumes that's the closest celebrity. Typically that's the one that has the lowest pixel brightness difference, although that isn't always the case, but you can see that with Shawn Michaels' case, the colors are indeed similar. This also means that when determining the closest celebrity, it also puts a lot of priority on the shading and the background color of the image I happen to pick, which doesn't make sense because, say, Michael Jackson under any other lighting should still be Michael Jackson. So it's not quite accurate in that sense, but I don't really care. Again, I did this project in 9 hours, I'm not gonna try to fix these things. But Don Hines, I don't know who you are, but let's give you some makeup. Oh my god. Oh, one thing that's really interesting that this tool manages to pull off is very strange things occluding the face, because those can't really be represented by these PCAs. None of these say, add in a hand in front of the face here. They're all kind of just like editors to a face that is already visible. But if we take someone who has their face kind of occluded or modified, like James Charles's photo, how is it possibly gonna get that white paint on the bottom? It somehow does. You can see that this is clearly a painted on face, yet which PCA specifically added that paint? It's kind of impossible to find out. And I think it comes down to the fact that these obstructions, or anomalies I guess you could call them, are so rare that no PCA could be devoted only to them. Hey, I kind of got rid of the face. Wait, what? Okay, that's kind of weird. It like completely changed gender. So somehow the algorithm can figure out how to combine other PCAs in just the right way to create that effect, which is kind of mind-blowing. Well, remember, it gets penalized whenever it gets a pixel too far off. So it actually manages to reconstruct the hand kind of well, and I think situations like this are part of the reason why when you click randomize, the background, like the stuff around the face, varies so much and it's always so hard to comprehend what is exactly going on, because it's combining all possible backgrounds it's seen across the entire dataset. Another interesting thing is that this tool was able to reconstruct glasses, as you can see here and here. With that all said, I want to finally cover what these sliders are for, and this is what actually allows me to combine celebrities and create babies. So the easier slider to understand is the bottom one, and it just shows how quickly the program is going to transition into the celebrity you just typed. Normally it happens instantaneously, so if I type like Bruno Mars, it just pops to Bruno Mars's face. But what if I want to see a slow transition to a new celebrity such as Howie Mandel? And I just want to see the transition. Then we're gonna slow the travel to say 30 frames and click go to them. And you can see it's slowly going and eventually it becomes Howie Mandel. Wait, hold on. He looks really yellow there. Oh, this is his picture, okay? So it's not my fault. I like really making this slow and like waiting for it to happen. So I'm gonna choose Jacksepticeye because I know that his picture is very recognizable, but make it really slow and click go to them. Hey Jack, what's up? I saw you coming from a long way away. I actually found what's most enjoyable for me is to make the speed of travel about 5 to 10 frames, because then it happens so fast it just feels like one action. So Kim Kardashian, famous. Oh oops, I misspelled her name. You can't really blame me for that. See, it's just like, and you can see her form out of thin air. Let's type in her sisters, but I still should be able to get Chloe in here. Oh yeah, I just misspelled it before, but there we go, that's Chloe. Looks kind of like her, doesn't it? And then, who's the other one? Courtney. It's just more fun when you have that transition between the two. I also have this button called Go to Random Celebrity, and it pretty much does what you'd expect. It randomly picks a celebrity from the 13,000 dataset, and then sends you there. So this is Baz Luhrmann. Who is that? This is so strange. Okay, he's the director. Okay, it removed his facial hair, which is also part of the blurring that it generally does. But you can keep clicking on this to get new celebrities. Who is this? Okay, I gotta not let curiosity delay this video too much. Oh, this person died at 21 years old. Oh, shortest man in the world able to walk. Yeah, that's a tragic story. Damn, I'm 21. What a short life. Anyway, you can keep clicking on it, and it's just gonna keep picking new celebrities, and I honestly just like clicking it over and over again, and it's fun to watch it. Wait, was that Kendall Jenner? Oh my god. Okay, anyway, like it's just fun to see who's gonna show up next, and it's fun to watch one face part, like maybe their eyebrows, go down and up and down and up, or like the mouth or the skin tone. It's just really a fun thing to watch, and I could do this all day. Oh, there's like sunglasses. That's the first time I saw sunglasses come in. Okay, some other fun things I wanted to point out about this slow transition is that you can see the sliders moving real time as the transition's happening, which I think helps really demonstrate that all we're doing is changing the principal components, the eigenvectors, and we're not actually changing the image. I mean, we are changing the image, but we don't have to worry about 4,000 pixels at once. Oh, that's so weird. Someone's lips just turned into their teeth. That's like petrification or something. But if I'm gonna be honest, seeing this, oh, that was really creepy right there. And I think one thing to realize is that as we're transitioning between two celebrities, we cannot just increase the opacity of one and decrease the opacity of the other. Because if you were to do that, then facial structures wouldn't be able to move around. If, say, one nose was higher than the other, you just see the high nose fade out and the low nose fade in. And what you would want is just a single nose transitioning slowly downward. So the fact that we have these PCAs that are just interpolating allows this kind of motion of face parts. Oh, also, this is a convolutional autoencoder, and my friend James said, why don't you just use PCA from the beginning? Since you have like 12,000 dimensions of the original image, you can do PCA on that. Here's a super long technical blurb on why I didn't do that, and here's my project poster. I meant to type in George Washington and click go to them, because we want to see the first US president show up. Do you recognize this person? I sure do. You might be starting to realize how easy it is to create babies between two celebrities. Literally all I have to do is pause the transition in the middle, and that will be the baby of the two people on either end. In this case, it was James Franco and Robert Pattinson. But I have this feature built into this tool by saying, instead of going 100% the way to the new celebrity, let's only go 50%. And that way, okay, let's also make the transition faster. If I start with Robert Pattinson, and then I go to, say, Ariana Grande. If I go 50% the way to Ariana, we should see what the baby between Robert Pattinson and Ariana Grande would look like. That's right, everything you knew about genetics, out the window. Punnett squares, nonsense. Dominant and recessive genes, irrelevant. And it would look like this. I actually see Ariana's traits coming through more than Robert's, but now we can combine any two celebrities. To clarify, I'm not condoning any of these ships, I guess you'd call them. I'm kind of choosing them randomly. So like, I'm just gonna go through today's birthdays on famous birthdays to give an objective list with no motivations behind it, if you know what I mean. Let's go 100% to George Bush again. And then, is that George Bush? Then let's go to Ellen DeGeneres, because that's the first thing on the list. Go 50%. Okay, George Bush crossed with Ellen DeGeneres. Pretty good. I can see the eyebrows lifting because it's more like Ellen. Next we have Annie Rose. I don't know who that is. If I were to just click go right there, that would have been Ellen DeGeneres and George Bush's baby mixed with Annie Rose. Then we get this. So you can see that's a mix between these two people. It's an exact 50% interpolation between them. Okay, let's do these two people. Ollie White and Sasha Banks. I don't know either of those people, but I do think it's pretty cool that Sasha Banks has purple hair. Will it get that right? It does. Man, that's actually a really vibrant purple. I'm surprised I got it so closely. When it says that someone looks like Ollie White or something, you have to have this background and this shading to look like Ollie White in addition to the facial structure. Okay, there's their baby. Pretty cool, right? I actually think that's pretty convincing. Okay, more babies. Now, I think it would be less creepy if I chose a baby that was actually born, because then it happened. So I'm not even like suggesting anything should happen. So what if I chose Kylie Jenner and whoever she had her baby with, Travis Scott? Of course, it will give an image that is about the age of the parents. There's no way a baby image is gonna show up from this. Scoot. So this is what the child will look, ugh. Okay, that was kind of hurtful. I shouldn't have said that. No, I said ugh because I want to use this tool to predict a child that doesn't yet exist. Let's go with the newest celebrity couple, Justin Bieber and Hailey Baldwin. So this is what Justin Bieber looks like. He's got blonde hair now, pretty strange, or I guess he's always had it. And then can we also agree that this is Hailey Baldwin right here? All we gotta do is find the midpoint between them and we will find their perfect child. Just off the bat, I can tell that their images are already pretty similar, so the resulting child's not gonna look that crazy, but I'm just gonna go for it. I mean, it also helps that they had a similar facial expression. Wait, wait, hold on. So that's the child.
Oh my god.
This is Hailey or Justin Bieber Jr. They are the exact midpoint between the two celebrities. I also think it's kind of funny that Hailey Bieber has half of Justin's stripe in the background. See that stripe? It's half there. Next, we gotta bring in my friend Boyna Band, David Brown. Wait, oops, sorry about that. I meant to do that. Okay, that's him. But what happened to the red hair? I want to bring it back. I actually don't know. I have no idea how I'm gonna do that. What is happening to his nose? Oh my god, I don't know if I want to see that. It's like a bullet wound or something. Big change to the left side of her head. Like, look at those bumps moving around. Okay, if you want a hexagonal face, you can go all the way here. Look at those angles. There we go. I can see her hat at the top. It's probably gonna get turned into hair if I move stuff around. I mean, like, honestly, this makeup slider is just too fun. Like, oh my god, it always works. Well, there's Northwest, but I mean, we can combine Kim Kardashian and Kanye West to see what it thinks Northwest should look like. And then we go there. So this is what Saint West will look like when he's older. And I didn't want to have to do this, but we also have to combine the Paul brothers. We would get this. Who is it? Which Paul brother is it? Does it make a difference? I don't know. So couples of two fathers, totally a thing. Couples of two mothers, totally a thing. But we can do more. We can have 3 ways and 4 ways, maybe even 10 ways. We can have giant matrices and multiplication tables between 10 possible partners. But remember, every celebrity is just a 300-dimensional vector, which means we can not just add, we can also subtract. Which means we can have negative mommies and negative daddies. I want a negative daddy. We can even have multiplicative parents or divisive parents. Too real. That was sad. And 3-way negations, and how could we forget about self-amplification? Just don't take it to the extreme. Here's my power mommy, she exponentiated my daddy. I think it's time to stop. Now it's time to show you how you can get this tool for yourself. It's made with Python and TensorFlow, so I couldn't really make an in-browser game, so you're gonna have to go to the GitHub repository and download it. You'll need a decently fast computer and Python 3. After that, I recommend you use pip to download libraries such as TensorFlow and Pygame, and some other libraries I might have forgotten, but I'm sure at this point you can figure it out. Also, as the README says, there are 2 necessary files that are over GitHub's limit of 25 megabytes, and you need them for this program to work. So I uploaded them to this Google Drive, and the link is in the GitHub repo as well, so you know what to do. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is show you how you can add your own pictures in here, but it's a bit of a lengthy process. To start it off, let's pick a random picture. Now, just as an example, I'm going to start with Storytime animator YouTuber Henry Zhang, who I actually went to his house over the summer of 2017, and he really helped me out when I was about to vomit because I ate too many McDonald's chicken nuggets. So here he is. This is a good picture, and all we have to do is save it to our computer. Save, and keep track of where it's gonna be. I'm gonna call it HZ. It doesn't really matter what you call it. Now let's go back to our text editor and open the file Any Face Aligner. What this is gonna do is it's gonna take this face of Henry Zhang and rotate it so that his eyes and mouth are as close to the typical position as possible. So for that, we're just gonna type it in here that my starting image is hz.jpg and my output image would be, let's say, hzalign.jpg. Or actually, I'm gonna do PNG just because they're lossless. Now you can put in multiple at once with this array structure here, and actually I'm gonna use that as an example. So let me just search something that doesn't have a face, like an apple, okay? I can save it as apple.png. Now I'm also gonna put in a picture of a grayscale person to show you that that also doesn't work. Okay, here's a good grayscale picture. Save it as gray woman align. Okay, so now we just run this program. And then we type in Python 3, and then the file path to any face aligner. Boom. Okay, so it should first align Henry's picture correctly, which it's gonna do anytime now. Okay, so Henry's face was aligned successfully as it says here, but then the next 2 failed for different reasons, although it just has a generic error message. So if we go to the same file directory and check it out, now we have HZ aligned, and if we open it, it's a 64 by 64 pixel of Henry's face. And as you can see, the eyes are exactly level, which is what the aligner was supposed to do. Now what? Well, now I have to actually encode this picture into the sliders as well as add it to the database. So that's done with the file AnyFaceEncoder, which is right here. So I'm gonna go in here, and down here we have the same array structure. So the input image is now extra images hz aligned.png, and we actually don't need an output file because yeah, we don't need to worry about that. Now this is the name of the person, and it's 3 values that are comma separated, but the next 2 values actually are never used. I was gonna add features where it would predict your age and your fame level, but those don't really matter, so you can just like put in -1 or even like something dumb like lol, and it won't break. So when I run this code, what it's gonna do is it's gonna encode that picture of Henry's face using this stuff, and take that encoding, which is the 300 slider positions, add it to the end of this numpy array, which is also a file, as well as add Henry's name to the end of this names.txt. Now this operation is kind of complicated and I don't have an undo button, so you'd better make sure that you do it right. Python 3 code/AnyFaceEncoder.py. This should run pretty quickly. Okay, maybe not quickly. Okay, so Henry has been added to the database. And if we really want to be certain that Henry's been added, we can go to the text file of everyone's names, which I have stored under the folder called names. And then I have all names.txt, and if we scroll to the very bottom, there he is. So he's in the database. Now we just run the tool again and make sure that his face can be typed in. So this should start up the tool. I should see the mean face again. And let me drag this in the middle and type in Henry Zhang. There he is. Okay, it doesn't quite look like him, and I'm often disappointed with the reconstructions, especially for people I know, because I can realize how off it is, but you have to admit that like you can see the resemblance. Pretty close, kind of, ish. Anyway, once we're here, we can do whatever we want with the sliders. We can change the skin tone and all that. And I can invert his face to find out who his opposite is. We can also change how much he smiles. I can also interpolate him with me. And get this, we can give him bigger eyes or smaller eyes, and yeah, that's just the whole gamut. You really have free reign at this point. So that's how you add people to the database. If you ever make a mistake, just revert to what was on GitHub. If the code is sloppy, it's because I wrote most of it in 9 hours. Also, I'm a beginner to Pygame. This is the only thing I've made with it. Stop complaining. This video is getting too long, so bye.